Well, today's topic is on Pinterest. Now, why I think Pinterest is really something that everyone can take advantage of. And I think I say that because of recently what happened to Zillow. In case you didn't hear about Zillow's announcement, Zillow is going to get a bigger piece of the pie. Traditionally, it's always been Zillow, where the agent will get their buyer's leads, mostly buyer's leads. Okay, agent will pay a monthly fees to Zillow, and then by paying a monthly fees, they get their buyer's leads. And agents actually were able to generate a lot of revenue just from leads from Zillow. And because of that, many agents are not looking for more ways to generate leads. You know, uh, Zillow is like the biggest source of their leads. Now, what if one day Zillow takes away that opportunity? And that is going to happen very soon. And I want to talk about Pinterest is because if you have ever gone to Pinterest and if you have ever searched for agents that have presence in Pinterest, there is practically very few competition in Pinterest. And because of that, I think it offers great opportunities for real estate agents to drive traffic from Pinterest to their websites, to their Instagram, or to their YouTube videos. Huge opportunities in Pinterest, and which is by and large not discovered yet. And I think it's a great opportunity that agents can, such as yourself, can take advantage of. And I want to show you what a Pinterest account looks like. This is my Pinterest account. And go to my home feed. A home feed is kind of like the home page for your YouTube account. So on YouTube, you are going to see a bunch of videos displayed on your homepage, depending on your interest. So if somebody ever click on one of your pins, your pin is probably going to show up amongst all the other pins that might show up. Possibly your pin might show up in a person's homepage, home feed, just because that person has clicked on your pins before. What is a pin? A pin is just an image that is displayed, such as the one that you're seeing on the screen. If you click on a Pinterest pin, I'll give you an example here. Now I'm going to click this one here. It says how to pass real estate school first try. That's pretty good. That's kind of like my kind of pin, right? So I think that if you click on this pin, you'll be able to see what kind of link it brings you to. When you click on a pin on the right hand side, you will see the title to the pin. In this case, is Amazon.com, real estate apps and games. Seems like an Amazon app. Okay. And then in the middle, usually on the right hand side, you will see description of the pin. Much like a YouTube video, you can actually search engine optimize your pin so that your pin can be discovered. The more you SEO your pin, and the more it's going to show up when somebody does a search. Okay, so I'm going to show you how a search is done Pinterest so you have an idea. Okay, now let's do a search on Pinterest and see what we come up with. How to pass California real estate license on the first try and see who shows up. California, I spelled it right, correct. Okay, so I'm gonna do a search on this one. As you can see, you know, these people actually SEO their Pinterest so that if somebody searches a certain keyword, their pin is gonna show up. Okay, all right, so I just show you an example. Okay, now if I'm looking for a realtor, let's say I want to look for a real estate agent. Okay, real estate or realtor, I think most people use realtor, or let's say I use Diamond Bar Realtor and see who shows up. Okay, Diamond Bar Realtor, you see there are few listings shows up. You got this listing here from Diamond Bar. If I click on this one, and then there's a few listings from Diamond Bar that shows up. So as you can see, you can actually show up on Pinterest search if you use the right keywords, if you want to target certain keywords. Of course, none of these are CenterMax listings because we have not started posting pins on my Pinterest, on our Pinterest this profile. So that's why our listing is not showing up yet. Okay, but very soon it will show up because we're going to start posting listings, right? Okay, now let me try something else. Now if I click, let's say I click Fremont Realtor, okay, and see what I come up with. Again, you can see a few real estate agents pin show up, but I don't see any pins by a Fremont real estate agent. Doesn't that create an opportunity for you? Certainly it does. Okay, so as you can see, all I get is just Campbell, Silicon Valley, you know, these are not even relevant, right? So there's definitely opportunity for Fremont realtors. Great. Let's try Sacramento and see what you come up with. All right, and see what we get. You see right below the search box, you see there are agents that will title their Pinterest so that the keywords actually show up. The keywords here are Sacramento and Realtor. So you got Sacramento, Realtor. So there are 3 people that shows up, right? So as you can see, it is a search engine. Okay. All right. And I click this person. And you know, she's got 613 monthly viewers. That's not a lot by any Pinterest standard. Okay. Therefore, you know, you don't have a lot of competition on Pinterest at the moment because most agents just kind of don't want to spend the time to do the hard work. So that's why you got the opportunity. Okay. Now you see right above this picture here, her photo right above are all the pins that show up on uh, her Pinterest account. All right, let me try something else. If I do the Chinese one, it's even worse. The Chinese one, I could hardly see any. Uh, I could hardly see any Chinese agent post here, even though I'm sure there are Chinese consumer that goes to Pinterest to search, but they don't show up here. You see, there are very few Chinese pins. And if I search in Chinese, I don't find any pins, right? So we will have some opportunity there. Okay, well, you see these three people, right? They got the Chinese realtor in Chinese, so these people would actually show up. One person is in Hawaii, and person is in Orlando, and person is somewhere else in the United States. So you can see there's a lot of opportunities here because very few agents actually post in Pinterest. But Pinterest, you can post anything about your business for free here. That's why I think it is a great opportunity when everybody is relying on Zillow for opportunities. They are missing out a lot. And if you can, so that's why Sentiment, we want to establish our presence here on Pinterest. So if you ever have a listing, we should be thinking about creating a pin for your listing, and that pin can direct traffic to either your website or your YouTube video. So that's a nice thing about Pinterest. It doesn't have to always point to your video, but it can be your website, a web page, or sometimes when we take a listings, we also create a website, for that particular property website. So not many Chinese, you see, I only see all accounts name 地产经济, right? So I only got 3 over here. Oh my God. And if you look at this lady, does she have any followers? She got 0 followers and 0 following. And she doesn't even have any pins. So I don't know what she's doing here in Pinterest, right? And then you look at this guy in Orlando, and it's got 0 followers and 0 following. Same thing, right? And this guy in Hawaii, same thing, 0 followers, 0 following. So there's actually plenty of opportunities for agents here because there are very few posts. But I can tell you though, somebody here that I saw that they had a lot of pins, okay? And let me search this one in Chinese and see. Okay, let's see here. Let me see about this one. Who is he? Same thing, he's got 0 followers, and he's got no pins. I want to show you somebody who has a lot of pins. And this guy here. You see this guy here? It's a Chinese agent. I'll click him. Look at how many followers he's got. He's got like 1,000 followers. That's pretty good. Okay, and I'm sure he's been here for quite some time. Now, all of his pins here, first of all, there are 2 different dimensions for the pin. You can have the horizontal one and the vertical one. The vertical one seems to be better than the horizontal one. Okay, so I would recommend that you give it the proper size. You should have the vertical one. Now this guy here, if I click this right here, is probably an old listing anyway. So, I come in here and I click this. It's probably his website about this listing. Okay, and it is probably let me see if I can click this. So basically, he had the traffic go to his website. Okay, so yeah, you can have traffic go to your website. There's nothing wrong with that. But the nice thing about it, because there is less competition on Pinterest versus on Google. Try to rank Google and you can't even rank on Google. But you could probably rank on Pinterest. And there are 320 million users on Pinterest. Even though it's a lot less users than Google. But then, hey, what's the point of having a lot of users on Google when you can't even rank on the Google search? Would you rather have less users? At least you can rank. When you can rank, you can take them to your traffic, right? And 80% of Pinterest users are actually overseas, or more than 80%. And also, more than 80% of Pinterest users are female, just so you know. Pinterest is probably one of the fastest growing search engine site at the moment. So certainly it's for free anyway. So now our target will be to go ahead and start putting on some pins here. I want to show you some of my pins, okay? Even though I don't have a lot of them, but I want to show it to you so you can see what my pins look like, okay? And let's see here. Hold on a second. Okay, this is my Pinterest account. I currently have 3 pins. Okay, eventually I'm gonna put more pins here, but I only have 3 pins currently. All of my pins now actually point to my YouTube. You can see my website that I use for my Pinterest account is actually my YouTube channel. So if you click that, you actually go to my YouTube channel. Okay, so this is the Chinese channel for now anyway. So that's what it is. And then this particular pin here, if I click on it, it will have a title and then you have a description in the middle. Now the title needs to be SEO. It needs to be search engine optimized. Same thing with right now I don't rank because I don't have a lot of pins yet. Once I start getting a lot of pins, then I'm probably gonna rank for certain keywords. So the more pins we put on this Pinterest, the better it is for us. So instead of doing everything on your own, if you have a listing, I encourage you to give the listing information to our admin so we can actually create a pin for you. So you will have presence on Pinterest using our own Pinterest account. This is all CentiMag. Okay, right now it's just me, but eventually it's all for CentiMag. You can have, if you look at my title of my Pinterest account, it actually has California. It actually has English and also has Chinese. Now, why did I pick moving to California? I soon realized that if I put moving to California, I can actually put more pins here because you know why? You can always repin some other people's pins. You can actually improve on your ranking by putting appropriate pins. If you have certain theme on your Pinterest, you tend to put pins that are consistent with your theme. My theme is moving to California because 80% of the users are overseas. So certainly, if I want to cater to those people, then certainly I want to be talking about moving to California, right? So this is how I title my Pinterest account. Now, if I click any of this pin, right, it actually has same thing. It's got a title and it's got a description, right? And it's got my Pinterest account name, right? And then if I click this, it actually takes me to my video. So anybody can actually go to my YouTube video from here, 假如说 right? See, it's my the Pinterest account. It's all about moving to California because that's what I want my theme to be. So if somebody's searching, let's say somebody's searching here, that they're searching words that appear in my account, moving to California. You can actually see my Pinterest name appearing here, and there's really not much competition here. So this is the one I'm going to use for my Pinterest. So I will be putting pins all about moving to California, all about living in California, including all of our listings in California. Anything of interest in California will be on this Pinterest account. So if you have anything that you want, particularly videos, I love videos. So, you know, you can actually, so somebody can actually search this thing and be able to find me about moving to California. Eventually, once I move up in my ranking, there's going to be a lot more keywords that will allow me to be ranked. But right now, I'm just starting out, so you know, not too many people can find me yet. But eventually, they will find me. Okay. Another thing I want to show you about Pinterest is it is actually a search engine, and sometimes your Pinterest link can actually show up on Google search. I want to show you something here. Now, if I type in, let's say, let's see here. Some keywords. And this is in Google. Right? You see, all my videos are on top, right? See what's on the third position. Isn't that my Pinterest? If you click it, this, you will go to my Pinterest profile, wouldn't you? You see, now you see why it's important to post in Pinterest, because you will actually rank on Google on the right keywords. Okay. Eventually, once my Pinterest, my YouTube are strong in the SEO, you're gonna find my Pinterest and my YouTube actually rank pretty high on Google's search on certain keywords. If I can just click this thing, I click that, it will take me to my YouTube page. I mean the Pinterest page actually. Okay, so again, it's very important that we start establishing our presence on Pinterest. And I want to encourage you guys to give your listing to our admin so we can start creating pins and put them on Pinterest. And this is free traffic anyway. You don't really have to spend any money. It's all free traffic. Why not do it, right? And because it is a search engine, it's not like Facebook though. Facebook doesn't have as good search engine capability like Pinterest or YouTube or Google. Neither does Instagram have such search engine capability. So I think that this is wonderful. The more pins we put up, we can actually put up as many pins as we want, because for every listing that we have, you don't need to make a video. All you need is just a website, a web page for your listing, and then we can create a pin, and then you know, hopefully that will drive more and more traffic to your website. That's one way to drive traffic to your website, by using the right keywords. Okay, all right, so much for Pinterest today. uh, eventually I'm going to be talking more and more about Pinterest, but today that's all we're going to be talking about. Okay, now, does anybody have any questions? If no questions, I'm going to start talking about uh, I'm going to start talking about something that I'm very excited about preparing, which is a residential lease. And recently, uh, I did a residential lease listing, and we just found a tenant that we want after screening the tenant. So I had to prepare a proposed lease agreement and give it to the tenant's agent. I want to share with you that lease that I prepared, and of course, this is prepared by an attorney, and there's all kinds of provisions in there that a landlord would appreciate because it will save the landlord a lot of hassle. If you like a copy of it, let me know. I'll provide a copy to you just as a template. Okay. All right. Without further ado, let me go ahead and bring up my lease. Okay. Let me see. Right here. Okay. Let me go to my zip form. Oh, by the way, before I go to my zip form, I want to show you something about how Pinterest traffic from Pinterest can be tracked by YouTube. I want to show you that so you know. Okay, let me open up my YouTube account. Okay, this is my YouTube account, and I want to go to my analytic. As you know, I got a big channel and a small channel, right? $429, not bad. I like it. This is organic. I didn't do any advertisement for this channel, but it's actually growing pretty well. I want to show you that video analytics. For this one here, this particular video, I just did a pin on that, and I just saw a little bit of traffic coming from Pinterest, so pretty excited about that. Not much, but it's a good start. Okay. Now, if you look at my traffic source external, you can see on the fourth line, it says Pinterest.com. So I did get some traffic from Pinterest already. Okay. So that's how you track the traffic from Pinterest into your YouTube account. Okay. All right. So much for that. So it does work. You can get traffic from Pinterest. Okay.